For years now, I've been coming home from my 9 to 5 exhausted but determined, grinding away non-stop at making this game with the hopes of being able to make video games full-time someday. And well gang, that time has finally come. Guess I don't need this anymore. As of a few weeks ago, I've signed with a publisher, and it all started when I insulted their game. I made a video where I played this game called Core Keeper and was a little bit critical of it, honestly. I've mentioned a lot of things that I liked, but then I also mentioned some things that kind of bothered me here and there. I only played for like 3 hours, so I didn't really get the full experience, and I did get a lot of comments flaming me for being too judgmental too quickly. Well, anyways, next thing I know, I see an ominous email in my inbox from Fireshine Games, who just so happens to be the publisher for Core Keeper, which is like the biggest game that's similar to mine. My first thought was, this is it, they're sending their assassins after me, but when I met up with them in a dark, creepy alley, a Discord call, it turns out they just wanted to try out my game. I threw them some keys, and they tried it and liked it. We had a few more calls. I told them I talked to a handful of publishers in the past, but those deals didn't work out. After going back and forth with them for a while and talking to some other developers and a lawyer to make sure I wasn't being taken advantage of, I ended up striking a deal with them. Now the important thing is, I get to keep complete ownership of the game IP, which means if I want to make sequels or, I don't know, an Isle Goblin theme park, I can do that. So submit your ideas for the casting in the Goblin cinematic universe. I also retain creative control in the project. They're very indie friendly and trust my vision for the game, even if it involves eating human flesh sometimes. It'll honestly be pretty nice though for me to have some experienced people that I can bounce ideas off of. And I gotta say, the team is really nice. Fireshine is a smaller publisher, and part of the group was down in San Diego for TwitchCon recently, and we met up and got some drinks. Super friendly, and I'm really looking forward to working with them. So here's how the deal works. Basically, they give me a bunch of money up front so I can quit my job and work on the game full time. They also pay for any marketing we need, localization, QA, whatever else. Then once the game releases, they get a fat cut of the revenue of the game until they make up everything they spent. Then once they've made all their money back, it flips and I make the majority of the money. It's a pretty standard deal. Now we made a big old list of all the things I think I need to add to the game before release. As usual, I want to avoid spoilers, but here are a few things that I've gotten done since the last video that I've been super excited to show you guys. First off, one flaw with the game is that you can sometimes feel a bit aimless while wandering around mining underground. Unlike Terraria, where you kinda always know that going down will lead you to more cool stuff, it can be hard to know which direction the interesting stuff may be. Well, I've added these little maps you can get, and if you click to consume them, you'll get an icon on your minimap that you can use as a sort of general goal. It'll lead you to some sort of interesting boss, dungeon, or perhaps one of your lost goblin companions. Or maybe just an enemy compound with some regular treasure. It's a bit of a toss-up what you might get, but at least it provides some sort of much-needed guidance. And I gotta say, this has literally never been done in any game ever before, so, it's pretty cool. I also got a frequent suggestion from Patreon playtesters to add a town calendar. I made a little calendar you can walk up to see NPC birthdays, upcoming weather, and upcoming holidays. I didn't have birthdays implemented already, so this meant adding birthdays for all the different characters. And now if you give them gifts or take them on walks on their birthdays, or spawn days, you get double the friendship points. That's the only reason I ever go to birthday parties. Now the other day I stepped out of my goblin cave for my annual pilgrimage to the outdoors and stumbled over a strange foreign object and fell to the ground. I quickly ran back inside and haven't gone outside since, but this gave me an idea. I made it so there are now little pits in the game, and if you step over them, you'll fall in. This deals a good chunk of damage to you and places you right where you were before. Now, if you manage to push an enemy into a pit, they'll fall in and instantly die, but you won't get any items from them. This is how I kind of made it fair. You can instantly kill them, but you won't get rewarded for it. I think that's reasonable, but let me know what you think. Oh, that's interesting. My script here just says shill for interaction. Well, if you really want to, you could like the video so that more people will see it. There's also a Discord for the game where I announce when I'm posting and live streaming and stuff. I'll be more chatty there now that I'm full-time. You can also wishlist the game on Steam to get an email when it comes out. And guys, if you subscribe, I'm pretty close to getting one of those shiny silver play buttons from YouTube, just saying. I want to make a special video when I hit 100,000, and I want you guys to decide what it is. It could be literally anything. Feel free to list some ideas or things you want to know in the comments, and I can make a community post later that you can vote on. By the way, I can't respond to all the comments, but I do read all of them. Even the nice ones that make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Disgusting. But anyways, I took a little break from the important updates and spent a day adding arguably the dumbest thing I could have added. Like, picture the dumbest thing that could be added to the game, and it's probably that. I made it so you can now do 4 little emotes, which is kind of fun for multiplayer. You can do a little thumbs up, thumbs down, middle finger, and you can absolutely throw it back goblin style. Now don't blame me, the stream viewers talked me into it. It's all their fault. I don't know, it's pretty stupid, so let's move on. After all this time, I finally added bug reporting to the game. You can click this button in the menu to report a bug, and it'll send it to my little secret Discord channel here that only I can see. It'll send the error log too, so I can actually see what's happening. Pretty cool. I also added fireworks for the Eclipse holiday. They of course cause severe damage to enemies and friends alike, so make sure to use them recklessly like my neighbors do every 4th of July. And there's some cool new zombies and stuff for this other holiday, kind of fun. Oh, and a weird portal for this other holiday. Wonder where that could go. Now, one thing the publisher asked me for was a game design document, or a GDD. This is just kind of a document for putting your game on paper so you can pitch it to publishers and they can read about it and try to understand what the final game will look like. We're in a weird situation situation where I didn't pitch to them and they approached me, so they asked me to throw one together just to have it. I did it in Obsidian, which is my new favorite thing on planet Earth. I won't bore you with the details, but it's really cool, free, open source software. It's got lots of really cool features, and I mean, just look at this web thingy. Like, I mean, come on. So anyways, this is all to say I thought I was done with documentation after leaving my engineering job, but apparently it just never ends. Now, I also wanted to address that I know some people are of the mind that you don't need a publisher for your game to be successful, and I do think this is true. You absolutely can. I'm mostly just in it for the upfront loan so I can quit my job and focus all my time and energy on the game. Worst case, I've got a good relationship with my boss and I know they'd take me back at my job, and I'm not making a blind leap into the abyss here. I know there's kind of a stereotype of people quitting their jobs to work on their games just hoping it'll make money, but I think I'm pretty safe either way. And I want to say something kind of cheesy, but I mean it. If it weren't for you guys watching these videos, I probably wouldn't have much of a platform, so I wouldn't have publishers just reaching out, and I probably would have struggled to pitch this game to them. The views really expand my reach, and the community has been so supportive of the project. I mean, we're currently sitting at about 49.7 thousand wish lists, and I'm just really hyped for everyone to play it. So anyways, sincerely, thank you all. I'm very humbled by this big step forward. We've got a long way to go still, but I'll make sure me and Fireshine put out something special and don't rush it. And with that, I want to thank you all for dropping by, and I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, the time has come to shout out our eternally gracious patrons. I'd like to give a super special shout out to our Goblin deity patrons for November of 2025, namely 360 Yes Scope, Alzern, Atomic Diamond, Aiden Etsinga, Azazel, Bingo Bango, Brohue, Cardog, Chendrak, Clementine, Colton Reagan, Connor Papanya, Finn Carter, Glass Chicken, Hank Pieters, Hyper, Isaiah Honor, Joseph Scobby, Just Me, Keek the Moon Panda, Krakenfall, Mason Underwood, Noni, Osha, Player Unnamed, Q Whippy, Rafal Phoenix, Salsaloo, Sam Degeldeer, Satmari Radu Valentin, Sierra Kovac, Slime Shisho, Tyleroo, Zach Fox, and Zachary Neese. You're all amazing, and I appreciate all of the support.